Hey everyone, welcome back to the Blind Tiger Collective podcast. We are excited that you're here. I am Terry. I'm one of your hosts. I'm here with my good buddy Joe Beecroft. Joe, say hello.
What's
And
up,
I'm
mate?
here. I'm also here with Christy, better known as CPH. Christy, how you doing?
I can't complain. Doing well.
Guys, it's good to have you on the show. It's good to do this with you. Everybody, we are going to get into a little bit of everything. We got some news from the Bourbon headlines. We've got some fun with Christie's Encounters. We even got a special little event that we're going to tease you with. All before we get into some either so a little bit of bourbon history, and I got a little quick fire game for you at the end of the show if we're all still sober enough to play it. So,
Even if we're not,
shall
I
we
say
get
we do
into
it
it? What are we
anyway.
drinking, guys? That's
Yeah,
right.
attempt
That's
it.
right.
Yes.
We'll
We're
attempt it.
Well,
we're
I
all
was
back
thinking,
together. We're missing old Charlie. I can't remember his excuse, but we're all sipping on some bourbon, and I want to go around and talk about it. So, Christy, what you got?
yeah, so I am sipping on this Edmund's Honor. It is actually a straight Kentucky bourbon, but then finished with a hint of vanilla essence. So it is made and named in honor of Edmund Pettis, who was the person who figured out how to cultivate vanilla. So that's why it's got a little bit of a vanilla flavor to it. It's really good, makes a phenomenal espresso martini, and as you know, what I'm drinking always links to my encounter. So you'll hear more about this in just a bit.
That's super
That's what we
cool.
like to call the bait and switch, folks.
That's what I do. That's
So are
what I
they?
do.
So talk me through that just a little bit. Talk me through that vanilla. I missed that just a little bit. That's the first time I've ever heard of that. So are they? Are they aging, adding? Like, what's the story?
Yes, and so it is aged in barrels that held vanilla pods, but then what they call it, so I mean, because it has something added, we can't now technically call it a bourbon, but they say it just has a vanilla essence added to it. That's what they say. So it's got kind of it's a two-parter. So first they age it in these barrels that held vanilla pods in them for a couple months, and then they add just a bit of vanilla essence to it. Gives it a little bit of sweetness, amps up that vanilla flavor a little bit, makes it super, super approachable for new bourbon drinkers. This is one of those bottles that I would say is kind of a gateway
Yeah,
bottle. So, but it's also, when I tell you this stuff makes a phenomenal espresso martini because it has
that's
a
what I
little
was
bit of
thinking.
sweetness.
Cocktail.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thanks for that one.
Yes, yeah, you got to try it.
That's sucker down. I like that.
Yes. So,
You want
Joe, what
mine,
are you
Terry?
sipping on?
Yeah, what do you got?
I mean, like again, I was just telling the guys that being in Chicago, I have bought so little whiskey in comparison to Tennessee. I don't have any contacts up here. I'm not building points at any liquor store. I got no hookups anymore. It's a very sad story, but therefore, I'm drinking a lot more of my what used to look like Christie shelves. And tonight, I decided to have a little bit of something, a little bit upper class. So I'm going with the one of the Masters Keeps Wild
Okay.
Turkey. This one, let me just make sure I say it correctly. This one, because I like collecting these and I like drinking these, but this one is a blend of Kentucky straight bourbon and rye whiskeys finished in rye casks. This was like 2000, I think it says it on here somewhere. It was like kind of more at the beginning of my whiskey journey. So I want to say like early 2020s, maybe 2023, something like that. This bottle came out, and so I've probably absolutely got that wrong. Clip that. But it is the Masters Keeps. I don't know. Have either one of you guys ever had much of the
Oh
Masters
yeah.
Keeps?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I overall, I think they do a really good job
No,
with
they
what they
nail
put
it.
into a Masters Keep. Like, there's a couple of like odd annual releases that I think people take the piss with, like Buffalo Trace being one of them, right? Millennium
Hmm.
just takes the piss. This is an example of something that, yes, you're going to pay $300 in the liquor store, but bloody hell, do they generally turn out really good whiskies every year. They've done ones with like rum finishes, they've done extreme ages. This one, as I said, is a blend of bourbon and rye and then finished in rye casks. So I love the like little bit of spice you get on it, but it's also
Hmm.
still somehow got like the slight butterscotchy nature to it. It's like a really cool medley. and it just makes it absolutely yummy. So treating myself because you lovely people I get to chat to today, and going with a little bit of Master's Keep, Terry.
Fancy,
I love the
fancy.
Master's Keep. Yeah,
They come with these really cool boxes as well.
They nail the presentation. It's one of those presentations that you look at and you're like, well, I know that's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's also Wild Turkey. I mean, we're talking about legacy brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here you go. I'll fill you in. It's a marriage of 13-year-old bourbon, 8 and 9-year-old rye, finished for a second maturation period in rye cask. It doesn't say how long. Caramel fruit, sweet oak. Yeah, I tested all of that. And they say black pepper, which, yeah, that spice is just really so good. So I want to find the year because I probably butchered that. But yeah, yummy, yummy, yummy.
I don't know that I've ever had something finished in a rye cask, because normally when I think of finishing casks, it's typically one of those sweeter kind of port, sherry, cognac,
You're
that sort
right.
of thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Or some sort of wine. So it's really interesting that it was finished in rye.
Do you know what? I can't think of a single other whiskey. Not that says anything, but you're right. It is very unusual.
Huh. Very cool. Go Wild Turkey.
Go Wild Turkey. What is there? Does anyone? I have not looked, but what's there this year? Does anyone know what this year is in terms of their Master's Keep?
This year's is.
I don't. I had last year's and it was really good.
Was that the old one they did last year? Like some age unit on it? Was it age was the thing last year? I can't remember. Or was it Eddie's?
Oh,
we need to look it up.
Yeah, it'll come to me. It'll come to me.
This is why Joe Rogan has his little assistant in the booth where he says, "Can we bring that up on screen real quick and look at that?" Like we need one of those people.
Terry, we'll do that. Can
Yeah.
we have like a podcast intern to do all of that?
Why not?
We need one.
Why not? If we can pay him in bourbon, we'll be good.
Exactly.
21 plus. 21 plus.
21 and up.
Terry, what are you sipping on?
Drinking over here. 13-year-old.
Easy.
Russell's
All right.
Reserve over here.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't tell me we were fancy
Settle
tonight. I can pull out other bottles now. Y'all didn't tell me this was the night to be fancy.
It is.
I can go to my fancy
Christy,
shelf.
it's rare that I have something that outdoes yours. So,
well, I will pull out my Weller single barrel and just.
No, you put that away. Let me have my moment.
Okay, fine. This is the Terry and Joe show right now. Fine.
Honestly, that doesn't like there is no like real good. Terry just unzipped his pants and went boom like this and just said he didn't tell us he was doing that either. You know what I mean? Like stud.
Every once in a while,
That is, by the way, let's just talk about that whiskey for just a second. That is one of, in my opinions, from what I've had, which is again a very limited amount in the vast scheme of things, but from what I've had, that is got to be one of the best whiskeys ever created, in my opinion.
It is, and I think dollar for dollar, I'll take the 13 over the 15. Now, don't get me wrong, the 15 is phenomenal, but when you factor in the price difference, there is not enough of a difference to justify the extra hunt and cost for the 15.
Yep.
I'll go with that 13 every time.
Agreed. So good.
Also, though, Russell, if you want to send us 15s, trust me, we won't say no. So, Yes.
Never.
That, on the other hand, we can negotiate.
Yes.
Negotiate? What?
No, it's a really good bottle. I got it as a gift, and it is... this is probably the first time I brought it on the show. So, it is a go-to. Like Russell's.
It's deep and dark and high proof and just yummy, yummy, yummy. Just everything yummy.
It is.
It's really, really good. Well, guys, we do have a quick little announcement / we're going to tease you because it's marketing 101. We got something coming up. We're partnering with Bardstown and the Trail Hotel on. Christy, do you want to give a little tease?
Oh, is this the event you guys have been working on? Because I'm not in on this. Like,
Maybe.
This is news to me as well. So this is fresh. Is this that?
This is that.
So Joe, take notes, Joe.
Okay.
Take notes. This is what happens when you leave
Yeah,
Tennessee.
no, I'm intrigued because
Conversations
this is
happen.
literally the first time I'm hearing about this, so I'm
Yes.
intrigued.
So of course, Terry and I are going to be back at KBF this year, but we wanted to kind of kick it off in a special way. So we have a super cool event that's going to be happening the Thursday of Kentucky Bourbon Festival. So my recommendation, you come to our event. Then if you want to go to Bourbon in the Air or whatever else, you can do that. But personally, you probably don't need to go anywhere else after you come to ours. But we're going to be at the Trail Hotel. We're going to have some great
Damn.
bourbon. We're going to have games. We're going to have cigars. It is going to be a ton of fun. And it's really designed to just be fun. Adults can get together. We can play. We can talk. There are going to be some super cool games there. So tickets will be going on sale very soon. Look for that on all the social medias and all of that stuff. But it's going to be a ton of fun. We are super excited about it. And it's kind of we're dipping our toe into the event water. So, you all can
Well,
have all of
can I
this fun live and in person.
this
Yes.
duo is that's kind of cool to me because you guys forgive me, but I don't think you've done an event together, hosted an event together before, right? But Terry, obviously, we're well versed in the idea that Terry runs events and really, really good events successfully for kind of his main gig. And Christy, oh my goodness me, what a step into that. I could just see it, it works. Well done, guys. That's going to be so much fun.
Yes,
It's going to be a
thank
good time.
you.
I'm just hoping to keep up with the celebrity that is CPH.
Great
we're
last
blessed.
year.
We're blessed.
You did great last year. You were the perfect bodyguard last year. I could not have asked for
And
better.
follow
Neither,
around
girl.
with a billy club and a camera.
And of course, we're probably going to get some really good content for Blind Tiger as well,
Yes.
which is going to be
Yeah.
super cool. Maybe, Terry, I'm putting you on the spot. You can cut this, but are we going to have a magazine out, a new one by then, a new edition, or is that going to be post
sure.
that? Okay, awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And guys, if you're listening to this show and you're like, oh, you're paying attention to KBF, maybe you can't go, and you were like, hey, you guys should grab interviews with these distillers / influencers, holler at us, let us know. Get in our DMs and give us some information. We enjoy that part. It's always good to see old friends and make some new ones and really, talk to the industry and see where everybody's at. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we got Bardstown to come alongside us for the event.
Amazing.
So we're still working on sponsors. We still got some details to work out, but we're really close to being able to give you all of the details. So we're pretty stoked.
Well, if I know you two, it's going to be something that people absolutely need to be going to. I will be gutted that I won't be there.
It was a very unique idea by Christy.
Every now and then I have a good idea. I get about one a week, and y'all happen to be the benefit of this one. Y'all were the beneficiary. But I think the other cool thing, though, because so many people come to Bardstown during KBF who weren't actually able to get KBF tickets because there are other events going on. So this is one of those, even if you aren't going to KBF, you can still get a taste of that experience. So if you're going to be in Bardstown, Louisville, Lexington, Shelbyville, all of those areas around, you can come to this. You can get your little sampling of what KBF is like, and it'll be a lot of fun. So can't wait.
Yes, stay tuned for more. And if you're not a member of our newsletter, well, you fix that. Go to our website right now, sign up, get on the newsletter, or follow us on Instagram, or yes to all of the things. Click all that apply. Yeah. In our fast-paced, very fast-moving show, it is time for Bourbon Headlines with our good buddy Joe Beecroft. He's going to take us into the world of the industry that has. Yeah, it's been up and down lately. So, Joe, bring us up to speed.
So prepared, Terry. I came prepared. I am prepared.
That's why I gave you an extra long intro.
That's exactly right. Thank you for buying me the time. We've spoken multiple times on this podcast over the last 6 to 12 months about the impact that the cooling down of the industry is having everywhere, right? I think there's been at least 3 or 4 episodes now where we've been able to reflect on either companies letting masses amount of people go, or we've reflected on the fact that, you know, people are sitting on a ton of barrels and have got to do something with it. Like, there's been all sorts of stories that have come out recently because we know that the general attention on whiskey and is cooling. But to revisit it, I think is like kind of important because there's a whole nother side coming to light that we were aware of and we might have talked about, but never really wondered what the impact would be. And that's the fact that, yes, we've got the layoffs, and yes, we've got the high inventory, but what happens now on the financial side when we talk about some of the loans or some of the money that's due because of the reaction to the hype that obviously we are nowhere near having today, right? So one topic that we absolutely have to just dive into, because I think we're now starting to feel it and see it in real ways. We have an example earlier today that we'll show and give. But basically, I think there's now a live legal case and some sort of active legal fight over around 56,000 aging barrels. And it's something to do with a lender and the oversupply. And these numbers are just mind blowing. It's an estimated right now that Kentucky is holding an all-time high of 16.1 million million aging barrels. That's Kentucky alone. Not talking about Tennessee, surrounding states, other pop-up states that have seen success and gone in on it. That's in Kentucky. And distillers this year are expected, a round figure, to owe 75 million in barrel taxes. So we're now really starting to see the impact of the financials lead to an impact in legality. And again, I wonder where this is going to be in another 6 months. And I'll go straight to the example before I sort of turn it over to you guys to reflect. But tonight, our whiskey group that has been going for 10 years now, someone popped up to sell and was set or had access to something to sell, and they were like, is anybody interested in Weller Foolproof, Weller 12, or I think it was Weller 107? And a few people just asked, yes, but what's the cost? And it started off with Weller Foolproof at $135, which, yes, is still double MSRP and a little bit more, but Weller Foolproof was $350 in every liquor store I walked in 18 months ago. And if you can now buy Weller Foolproof for $135, maybe negotiable for less, that's the first real evidence for me that we're starting to see the cooling when a bottle like that is available. But given this extra dynamic of the legal cases now coming up and the lender and the taxes side of things, I just, again, can't imagine where we are in like another 6 months.
And what's interesting, what's interesting to me about it is two sides. First, let me say this. As a consumer, I love that I can walk into stores and find these bottles on the shelves without having to take a second mortgage out on my house. So let me just say that up front. Yep. Like I am thrilled for that component of it. So, you know, in every situation, there's a silver lining. That's the silver lining for me.
Agreed.
But it does give me pause, and it does make me concerned about the longevity, especially of some of these craft distilleries, these smaller and medium sized that take out loans and were using their barrels as collateral because, you know, there's value in those barrels, right? We all know that. But it's almost like with a home. You get a loan for your house based on the house being worth $500,000. Then come to find out when you're ready to sell that house, it's only worth $400,000 or something. Or, you know, if the house were to burn down suddenly, now it's undervalued. You've got issues, and your lenders are going to come back and say, you know what, we're calling our loans in. We want out of this. We want our money. And that's the concern here, because these lenders were counting on being able to make a profit. And now that may not happen, at least not in the short term. Everything is cyclical. So in another 10 years, we'll be talking about how we wish we would have bought cases back in 2026 when we could afford it. But right now, it is this kind of blip moment in time that could have some real financial implications for some of these, especially small to mid-sized distilleries that had to mortgage essentially their juice in order to grow. And now they're seeing lower sales and lower value on their barrels, and that can easily cause a distillery to close. And that's the fear. That's the real concern here.
If say you're a smaller distillery facing that mathematics, you're either, in my head, and again, very limited knowledge on this, there's either you strategize to survive or you get out.
Mm-hmm.
And if I am to strategize to survive, that for any product can only mean selling, right? Selling bottles. If we took a loan, took out a bunch of money, bought a lot of whiskey, and now that's aging, and it's not, the demand is not there for it to be a special release anymore for
Mm-hmm.
$120 to $300. Like, selling any type of product over and over and getting recurring revenue is the unlock for any business sustainability. Like, no matter where we are, right? There's collateral growth for, depending on the product, but anyway, selling is the key. So I just wonder, like, we've got Weller Foolproof right now, $135. Weller Foolproof is a mass produced product.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a small distillery. It's not a small craft product, right? Do we, in another 6 months to 12 months, do you think we see MSRP Weller Foolproof? And then on top of that, do you think we see craft distillery, or craft is maybe the wrong word, smaller distillery whiskey aged 9 to 12 years being available for the same price? Do you think that's where it's going? And I want your honest take. Like, do you think it's all going to become that available and cheap? Or are they going to find more creative ways of selling this? Because when legal comes into it and people start wanting their money that you've lent, people typically resort to doing anything necessary to make the payments. They don't typically try and buy the next 10
Yeah.
years to wait on the next wave. Do you guys think we're going to see Weller Foolproof at MSRP, and then on top of that, these other distilleries start offering their 9 to 12 year juice at like $50 to $60?
I don't think we're going to see Weller at MSRP just because I think before that happens, they will release less in the market because ultimately that becomes a brand kind of, it says that your brand is not worth what it used to be. And a company that
Sure.
size can afford to do that. They can afford to just hold stock back and wait until there's a bit of a price correction. I think they will do that before they see it sitting on shelves for MSRP because it sends the wrong message. It no longer looks like a premium product when you can buy it for $65 everywhere. So I think the big boys just stop putting as much into the market. I think these smaller companies, though, they're the ones that have to get creative. It would not shock me if all of a sudden we've got 57 different vodka products coming on because that's something that these companies can make to get a quick profit. So we may see some folks switching what they're making. It also wouldn't surprise me if we see some people almost sunset for a moment their brand and come back in a few years with some really old, juice that they're trying to sell when the market sort of rebounds and corrects itself a bit. But I really think these big brands, they'll just quit putting it out there. But I will also say, and then Terry, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I will also say what I almost hope happens is that all of these brands get together and start lobbying to change the three-tier system. Because if this is a moment to potentially change how whiskey gets to the market and we can no longer require everything to go through distributors, you are now taking one layer of
Yeah.
profit out so they don't have to make as much money to still be sustainable. And it makes it easier for the product to get to the consumer. So for any brand out there listening, call whoever it is you got to call your congress people or, whoever, um, and start lobbying. I think this may be a moment that the industry bands together to change how they get product to market because they have got to find a way to save some money. And if they can cut out that middleman, that saves them some money.
Yeah, I gotta jump right in on that. That's absolutely true. It's like the times like this are pivotal for those type of industry changes, and they need to happen. I mean, the system. I feel like the system was designed for everyone to get their back scratched, right? As opposed to doing what is right for both the consumer and the distiller. If you can eliminate that third party distribution problem, and it is a problem,
Mhm.
because you can go direct to consumer. I can drive up there and buy what I want right now and freaking drink it in the
Exactly.
parking lot. So yeah, and it doesn't make any
I'll
sense.
challenge that. I'll challenge that slightly in a moment. I'll
Okay,
challenge that
that's fine.
slightly.
Uh, but I am, Joe, to answer your question. I'm for both, right? Like I would love to see the big boys lower their price a bit. I don't, like Christy said, I don't think they will because it's, the optics are what the optics are. Um, and if you can afford to sit back, you ought to afford to sit back, even if you really
Mhm.
can't afford it, because you can let the smaller craft distilleries dictate the market, and then you can adjust to still make sure you're selling, or at least with the optics, look like you're selling a premium product,
I
and stay
think big
positioned there.
brand. I think big brand that makes sense for small brand. Banks dictate what
Oh, yeah.
happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
They won't be able to sit on anything. Payments will be
I
due, and if they
agree
don't pay
with
the
you.
payments, they'll lose their business. So, like, I think big brands could. I'll have a good example to compare it to as well. But I think big brands, I agree with. I think small brands are going to have to force to either play their hand or shut up shop.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing that you're about to see, is that you're about to see desperation, right? Like, and
But
here's
desperation,
hoping.
if you have 95% of small craft distilleries releasing 9 to 12 year juice at $50 to $60, it will change the big game, the big boy market as well.
It
You won't need to
will.
I know,
buy a
but
Weller Foolproof when you can buy a 12 year Traverse City
the
for
question
fifty
is,
bucks.
will the product still be, will it still be that pure by that time, or are they going to have to do something sooner to produce profits with some
That's what
other
I mean.
type
The
of
hand is going to
collaboration?
be forced. These
Yeah.
smaller guys, the hand is going to be forced because, as you know, they taste all the time and they know when something goes too far. They know there's a moment with everything that they do have a formula. They do map it out, and
Mm-hmm.
it's such a
Hmm.
science. To some of them, it's absolute science, right? There is a formula, but they all taste that and they know when. That's why we have a master distiller and many assistants where it is ready. When it's ready and bills are due, those two go hand in hand for the smaller person, right? And I just think the amount of release that we might see from smaller brands might mean the big boys have to change their game.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it could.
I
And I
agree.
think the other thing that we can see, two things, a rise in the experience play. So it isn't just about coming and
Yes.
buying a bottle,
Yep.
it is coming and blending your own, bottling your own, something like that to
Agreed.
generate revenue in ways in addition to just buying the bottle. And the other thing, and I've started seeing this some, even more from some of these smaller brands than I used to. Single barrel programs are on a rise. These brands are really pushing their single barrel program. So they want a group of friends to come and buy a barrel
Love that. Yep.
for a wedding or for a
Yep.
birthday party or something like that. So I think we'll start seeing more of that. Again, I've already seen some of these small to mid-sized brands start pushing their single barrel programs in ways that they haven't necessarily. And when you think about it, that almost combines the whole experience plus sales factor. So
Yep.
I think we're going to see more groups getting together and say, hey, let's go spend. And now they won't have to spend as much as they used to. Now you can buy a barrel and get it bottled and all that
Yeah.
for a relatively reasonable amount of money. So I think the smart craft brands and mid-sized brands, they're going to really start pushing their single barrel programs. And we're going to see a whole lot of people with their baby's face sticker on the side of a bottle where they bought a whole barrel
Yeah,
and they're just, they're giving it out to
yeah.
friends. So I think that's another way
Do
they
you
may rebound.
do you guys know, and I could be wrong, do you guys know of any barrel investment companies still currently active? You do.
Do
Is
What's
Barrel
their play?
Hub? I
Barrel?
don't.
I know Barrel Global is still selling.
What's their play at this point?
That's a great question. I hope they don't go belly up because they got a barrel of mine. So
I just don't understand how they fit into that equation when
Me
you've got
neither.
these people wanting to mass offload at off mass offloads. I want to give you guys my quick comparison because it's really real and it's so similar to whiskey. It's scary. I'm going to bore you guys very quickly. You know, I collect Pokemon cards, right? Big loser since a kid. Have loved the Pokemon world. Have collected the cards as a kid. I got reunited with my collection. Pokemon is worth a fortune nowadays, right? Pokemon as a company, if you want to, Pokemon is the exact same as whiskey, as Pokemon do not direct sell. Well, they do direct sell for one window of which typically now lasts about 2 minutes,
Hmm.
and then the rest of it is through distribution, right? Now, why does Pokemon produces over 1 billion cards a year, way more than that. It's things like 10 billion. Why does Pokemon not want to deal with distribution? Well, because they don't want to be Amazon. Being Amazon comes with its own world of problems. You have orders go wrong. People don't get their shit. You have a call center that you need. When you go into distribution, you become a different company altogether. So Pokemon has never operated, and Pokemon has been a genius company over the 30 years now that it's coming up on its anniversary of market manipulation in the sense of releasing just the right amount of cards to make it valuable to collectors, but also having just the amount of cards available for the players. And the players in this situation is the everyday drinkers, and the
Mm-hmm.
collectors are the people that like to stick this shit on their shelves. Pokemon is masterful about releasing. Do you know what they do? They release a special every single month of something, basically. There's basically a new collection every single month that's coming out that's been geared in different ways. They know how to control the market because when they know they've got something hot, they only release a certain amount of the special cards. They create their own demand all the time, every wave. They are a perfect example of market manipulation. But what they don't want to do is get involved in distribution. You imagine this company here turns around and says they want to get involved in distribution. How much of a fucking headache would it be to manage B2C distribution for this product?
That's
It would
true.
be a whole nother company like Amazon. They don't want to deal with this shit. So I agree you need to look at the 3-tier system in terms of maybe some of the pricing for the consumer, but I don't think you're ever going to get rid of it because Jack Daniels doesn't want to deal with Amazon.
But what's the like shared pour or reserve bar model where you do have these companies that essentially are virtual liquor stores?
Yeah, yeah.
And I wonder, is there a play where, it's still it's not a full sort of distributor, but where me as small brand, Christie's Bourbon, I can send
Yeah,
that to Shared Pour, I can send that to an Amazon and they sell it without having to go
yeah,
through
yeah.
that same, and they basically just become a logistics and shipping company. Um, or, do we
I think
see
you
where?
just I think you just came up with a very multi-million dollar company that could help solve a whiskey crisis.
All right, there we go. There's my good idea for the week. I'm done now.
there it is.
I am done.
There it is. Pen that junk.
But
Hurry up.
yeah, I'll be quiet for the rest of the show.
No, it's perfect. I think distribution is something that, like, the whiskey industry just takes sometimes a little bit lightly. And like, if you're a
Hmm.
certain size, distribution becomes okay. But then when you're someone like Jack Daniels, you don't want to be involved in distribution. You don't want to be receiving
Hmm.
calls about broken cases. That's not what they do. They that's why
That's
they
true.
push it through distribution, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it does affect the consumer. But I again just question. I really am fascinated to see where the market is in 6 to 12 months time with the big brand versus the small brand. I just think it's going
Yeah.
to be incredible.
It'll
Interested
be
to see
interesting.
what
And
distribution would look like
Tennessee,
a
for
little bit
all
more on the
Tennessee
world of like a
legislators,
free market.
yes, I will say, for all Tennessee legislators listening, please allow all brands to ship to Tennessee residents so we can have this
Yes, it's
beautiful
ridiculous.
advantage of like the shared pours and companies like that, because that still sucks because there's
Yes,
so many bottles that I will see and I'm like, oh, if I
yes,
could
yes,
just
yes,
hit
yes.
order. The number of things that I have had shipped to friends in North Carolina or Missouri or wherever just for them to turn around and send it to me and label it as olive oil. Not that I would ever do
It's
that, but
ridiculous. It's
exactly, it's
ridiculous.
so stupid. It is so stupid. So it should
You're
be something that,
constricting an industry already struggling. Like, open it up.
yes, and it's an industry that this state benefits from. When you look at the amount of whiskey
Yes,
made in Tennessee, like
Tennessee.
it baffles me. It baffles me. Don't get me
Yep,
started on
I agreed.
politicians. I think they're stupid. Not all of them, most of them though. But
That makes no sense, though, does it? Like, there will be
zero.
the same people saying, "Oh, please, like, help keep this whiskey distillery in." Like, we hate the fact that they're losing their jobs. Well, then open up the bloody
Open it
ability for
up
them to buy it
so
online,
we
then
can
you
ship.
muppets.
Oh,
Like,
exactly. Make it easy.
it's
Yeah,
too logical, Christy. It's too fucking logical, love. It's
it
too
is.
logical. It makes too much sense.
Yeah, therein lies the problem.
Correct.
If only they would listen to us.
I know.
It's only a matter of time, guys. It's only a matter of time.
I
Well, we
hope.
went deep on that, Terry. We that
I
set
did.
us off
I'm
because we all
glad
felt it.
that was a great headline for that for that sake, because we all, I mean, we live in the marketing space. I think the three of us, so we're not strangers to know what we're talking about here. So, Joe, do you have any additional headlines you'd like to add to that before we segue into Christie's encounters?
I don't know if I do, Terry. The one last thing I'll mention, just again, I'll try and change the subject. But did you guys see the America 250 releases that were flooding the shelves?
Oh no, I
I
did
think
not. What do we got?
I think a couple of different companies have done one. I know Lost Lantern did one. I
Yeah.
think I just saw a bunch of different. I just wondered if you guys bought any America 250 releases and have drank any of them or not.
I
That's a
didn't.
negative.
I did see a bunch of them, but honestly, my assumption, and I could be wrong, my assumption was it's the same juice, different label that costs $5 extra because it's tied to an event. So I just steered
And
clear.
people know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, people
again,
know
but I
now.
did see a ton of them. There are a lot of brands who did them, and I think it's a really cool kind of commemorative thing. But yeah, my gut is it's probably the same stuff we were buying last week, just with a different label put on it.
Agreed. Agreed.
She ain't wrong.
Oh, so good.
It's
Yes.
like those. It's like those painted Fourth of July napkins, right? It's
Yeah.
the
Just
illusion of a napkin. In reality,
just
it's
wait a
itself.
week. The same thing will
All
be
right,
By the way,
$5.
exactly right. What do you got, Joe?
this whiskey, the Master's Keep that I was drinking, I didn't mention it. It's called Unforgotten. They all have their own names, right? It's called
Mhm.
Unforgotten, and there's like I fail to be able to describe this in a way. Maybe you guys can help me. When I encounter a premium whiskey, like a class, and I'm not talking about high proof, low proof, one way character or not. Just like when I find a premium whiskey that is just immense, when I smell it, there's this scent or there's this element that enters my nose that's just undescribable. It's like cotton candy meets molten sugar meets alcohol meets charcoal. It's like every whiskey has an aroma. I get that. I'm sounding
Mhm.
crazy. But when I have a premium whiskey, there's something there that is just like, holy shit, that's like unlocking. The best example I have is Elijah Craig's C923, the one that won a whiskey awards.
Mhm.
When you
Mhm.
smell that, the aroma is like it's just on another level. It's like a fucking candle. Like
Yes.
it's incredible. And like this Wild Turkey Rye, now it's been sitting here, the Unforgotten one at the Master's Keep. The candy, it's insane, the nose coming off it. And I just think premium whiskey, like you can tell sometimes just on the nose alone. I'm not a snob, I'm not an expert, but just like there's some element to it that is premium. It's just like you can get it.
Yeah, it's a complexity
There's a
to
whole
it. It's
nother.
where
I
the
mean,
nose and the palate has
Yeah.
layers to it. And which, if it is that, so
there's
that
some.
means it is from 2022. The Unforgotten Rye is the 2022 Master's Keep release.
2022.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. I thought, oh, man, I thought I was off when I said 2023, 24. Like, that's
No,
amazing.
yeah. 20, that's the 2022 release. It is their high proof blend incorporating extra aged wild turkey forgiven.
It's,
Yes.
I bow down. It's so good. It's yummy. It's not Russell's 13, but wow, this is a yummy whiskey.
No, I'm sure it's better. There's something to be said about that smell after you drink the high quality stuff.
Yeah. Good whiskey lingers. It stays there. And not just lingers in the way that, oh, this was alcohol. It lingers in the way like, holy crap, what was that sugar? Like, what is that carrying?
No, it's completely different. Yeah, you don't. There's typically no heat, and you smell. Yeah, you smell all the good things.
You do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. We need
It's like a toasted, almost toasted, like marshmallow
Yes,
honey,
yes.
cotton candy. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Well,
think like food has the word umami, right? And they're so easy because everyone just says, "Oh yeah, this is like it's irresistible. Like, I can't stop eating it. It's umami." We need like maybe it's umami. Maybe we use the same word in whiskey, but like it's umami.
It is. It is. I was drinking something earlier and it literally took me back to being a kid because the nose of it reminded me of a caramel apple, like the apple with the stick on it that you dip in the candy, whatever shell.
Oh,
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
it smelled like. And I'm
Dilly.
like, I am a kid at a fair all over again. And it's that, and that's why nosing it, I think, is so important. And it's such an important part of the experience because it gets your palate ready. But more than that, so much of our memory and so much of our emotions are attached to smell, even more than taste, that it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing. I'm a fan.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I wish I could bottle this smell in this glass and make it a cologne.
You can
'Cause
just
it's
walk
right
around
there.
with it, keep your hand over every now and then, just take a little hit and then keep it
Yeah,
moving.
it's so good.
If I ever see you just dabbing a
good.
little bit behind your ears, I'll know why.
I don't think it would last as long. That's the unfortunate part. I don't
Yeah,
know that it
just
would
keep
work.
reapplying. Just
You do
keep
something to
reapplying.
stabilize the pH.
Yeah, there's
My
a way.
limited
There's a
knowledge
way.
of colognes. No, there
There's a
always
way.
is.
Yes.
Well, Christy, I think it's your time to take us through one of your recent encounters. Maybe it's not so recent,
Hey,
but we like to
yes.
do it on every episode. We like to see what Christy's got. Take us down memory lane. We're all
Who I've been
seated
hanging out
around
with.
you and
So
sitting.
I have two. One I'm going to mention quickly, and then the other I will go into a bit more detail. So yesterday I got to hang out with Craig Beam, who is now with Jackson Purchase, but is part of the Beam family. Obviously, everybody knows the Beams. His dad, and so his dad is Parker Beam, as in Parker's heritage from Heaven Hill. So that's who
Okay.
his dad was the master distiller for the longest at Heaven Hill, who made Parker's Heritage. His grandfather worked there for the longest, but he is now with Jackson Purchase. They're putting out some really good stuff. They just hit the Tennessee market. So I got to taste some really cool things from them. Really impressed by their one of their expressions that was just so delicious, so delicious. So that was a lot of fun. But my official Christie's encounters is with my phenomenal friend. Her name is Tracy Franklin. She is one of the most talented master blenders that I know. She has worked and consulted with a number of brands, and now she's working with a company called Pronghorn, which produces spirits across. They don't just do whiskey, they do gin, they do all the things. And she is working with them. She is the brilliant mind behind Edmund's Honor. So they brought her in and said, we want to create a bourbon in honor of him. So she was in town. Obviously, we drank together, but we also Went to an event with Bourbon Plus magazine. So really cool magazine. Joe, they're having an event soon that I wish you would be here for because it's like our version of Comic Con. I'm gonna dress up and everything.
Oh,
It's gonna
yeah.
be a fight. But
Oh, so cool.
while I was there, I don't know if it was the bourbon or if it was what, but Tracy convinced me to get a flash tattoo. So I now have a tattoo of a Glencairn on my ankle as a result of this like random Bourbon Plus event we were at. And she was like, Christy, you should get one. And, again, we've been drinking
Let's
for a
go.
while. Yes, so now I have a brand new tattoo, thanks to Tracy Franklin, phenomenal blender, of a Glencairn on my right ankle. It is super cute. I am such a fan of it. I will have to send y'all a picture, see if we can like impose it on what we do. But it was a ton of fun. Bourbon Plus put together a great event. I'm so glad I got to go, got to hang out with my girl Tracy, and they have a Bourbon Plus magazine is doing another event here in 2 weeks where they will also have a flash tattoo artist. So who knows what I'm going to come back with from that one. But it is in
This makes me
conjunction with
happy.
Comic Con that will be happening in San Francisco. So this is our version of it. So they're encouraging everybody to dress up. We're actually going to get to interview
Oh,
some of the
so cool.
people from the San Francisco Comic Con. So I'll be talking to some of the folks out there. I think I've decided on my costume. We'll see, but I'm going to cosplay. I'm going to do the whole
What do you dress
thing.
up as?
Yeah,
So
that's the
for
question I have. What are you dressing up as?
So I think I'm going as Storm from the X-Men. So that is
Okay.
that's who I'm leaning towards right now. I haven't finalized it, but I think it is going to be Storm
Cool
from the
character.
X-Men. So we
Cool
shall
character.
see. Yes. It'll be
You could
fun.
rock
It'll be
that. You
fun.
could totally
Y'all
rock
will
that.
get pictures.
Nah, amazing. Yeah, no, jealous.
That's awesome.
Super want to see those.
Yes, it
Yeah,
should be
I'm
a lot
excited.
of fun.
I'm. What did you think of the Jackson purchase yesterday? I know that event was going down at the Whiskey House. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was really good. So it was Craig Beam was there. We got to taste three different expressions, two bourbons, one rye. They are also putting out a wheat whiskey. It's not available to market yet, but that one may have been one of my favorites. But they have one called their Barrel Select that is it was really nice. And the thing that I think they're doing a great job at is they're keeping the price points at a great spot. Everything we had was $50 or less for the bottle MSRP. And
Wow.
that includes, they have one that was, I think it was 117.8, if I remember correctly, proof. Everything they're doing, it's only 4 years old, so it's not super old, but again, it is super developed as from a flavor standpoint because, Craig is the one who's in there. He's putting the flavors together, and that is just he's, obviously part of a long-standing whiskey family. So they're making some really good stuff. I think it's going to really help put them on the map. So they were originally just in Kentucky. They're now expanding. They're going to be in, I think, 9 states by the end of the year, with another 12 coming on board next year. So if they continue at the trajectory and at the pace that they're going, I could see them kind of following the New Riff model where they really start growing. New Riff is now in all 50 states. I could easily see them getting there within a couple of years because the stuff was good and it's at a great point, but great price point. And they are also producing for some other people. So in addition to making revenue on their own juice, they're making stuff for other folks. I mean, when you have a brilliant distiller like Craig there, you should take advantage of it. So that's kind of been their revenue model that's helping to sustain and grow them. They also have their tasting room that's going to be opening pretty soon. So it was a cool event. It was a fun night. Fun night.
Sounds fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was free
Guys, if
whiskey.
you
What am I gonna
if
say?
you
Am I gonna say it was terrible? But yeah,
that's
no, it was.
right. That's right. If you haven't had a chance to check out one of our past episodes with Kat Scalf, who was on, she was representing in part Jackson Purchase. So check that episode
Yes.
out. And I've been wanting to try it ever since we had her on the show, and I didn't get a chance to go last night, but I would love to have been there. Sounds like it was awesome.
It was. It was a good time. It was a good time. Kat was there. She's helping to launch them in Tennessee. So yeah, they're growing. They're on the map.
Getting it done. We'd love to hear it.
Yes.
Love to hear it. Well, it's time to get into the whiskey time machine. We're gonna go back in time a little bit, guys. Do you know what happened on close to this date in 1906? Does anybody know?
I don't know what
off the top
happened
of your
last
head.
bloody week, Terry.
Yeah.
So
Slightly,
I
slightly before my
1996.
time.
You're
Yeah, do you
only
what?
saying that because you got a new baby running around the house.
Yeah, I was born in 1989, Terry. All right, like I'm an eight.
You were
I'm
born
trying to
when,
claim 80s
Joe?
baby.
Did you say
1989.
89?
You say 89.
Yes, 89.
Oh, good gracious. I have never felt older. Wow. That's fine.
Christy, on
Okay.
a daily basis, I'm saying that to people I deal with, so like that gives me hope.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I was born in 75. I was in high
Shut the
school
fuck
when you
up.
were born. Like, I could technically
Shut
be your
the
mom.
fuck.
Like, it would be
No
slightly
way.
inappropriate, but I could almost be your mom. I feel
Oh,
old.
that freaks me out a little bit.
Joe,
Yeah,
you
I'm
missed your
gonna.
opportunity
Can
to
we get
say
a
you can call
sponsor
me.
from like a wrinkle
I'll call you
cream
mommy.
company or something? Can we get Oil of Olay as a sponsor? Because
They should be
clearly that's where
lining
I
up after
am.
that. They should be lining up, mate.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Christy, I had you pegged for, like, I'll be honest with you, I had you pegged for around my years. So whatever you're
Well,
doing, keep doing.
and
Yeah,
that's
right.
why I
That's right.
like you. That's why we're friends.
No, but I'm just as the truth.
Ugh,
Oh, that's
wow,
awesome.
89.
All right. 89 and 75 and 1906. Hearings intensified.
God, you're
Washington.
old, Terry. If you're
Listen,
1906, you should be dead.
listen. I remember it like it was yesterday, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
God,
There's
what
a
was your
growing
question? Sorry, I rudely interrupted, but what was your question?
No, it's not a question.
We
I'm
don't
just
remember,
trying to.
Terry.
I am trying to give you some history here. No, 1906, June 14th, in the early 1900s, the government was having a hard time with how to agree on qualifying a drink as whiskey properly defined, right? So this is when the Rectified Whiskey Act hit Theodore Roosevelt's desk, and we now have what the Taft Whiskey Commission ruled as the new standard for bourbon. And do you guys know what that is? This is a pop quiz. You should know this. You hear this in every
Yeah,
distillery
no, but
tour
I'm
you
going to
ever
turn
go
this
on.
over to Christy because
So
I've got an
is
opinion on this. This gives me beef.
Yeah.
yes. So was that when like we officially declared the rules of bourbon? Is that what happened there?
Yes.
Okay, so we've
100%.
got the got to be made in America, new charred oak barrel, 50% corn, distill no higher than 160, enter the barrel no higher than 125, fill the bottle no lower than 80 proof, and cannot have any sugar, coloring, anything else added to. It's got to be genuine.
That's exactly right. Nailed that nail right on the head
Damn.
there.
So is that why he's on Mount
Well done.
Rushmore? In my mind, that is what earned him a spot on Mount Rushmore.
Hey,
I after looking back at legislation, it is pretty amazing to see that that's the quality in which that we now can enjoy bourbon at its highest, right, as
Yes.
its highest quality. Because back in the
So
day, they were doing all kinds of stuff to flavor it and color it. Go ahead, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
they were, but we're still doing that. Like, we're still doing different shit. Like, let me ask you guys this. This is what I get. Like, yes, I get the categorization of bourbon. When like some stranger, when my wife talks to some stranger about me or introduces me and says, "Oh, yeah, he loves whiskey," like, and the guy turns around and he says, "Oh, like, what whiskey do you love? Is it bourbon?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, bourbon's one of the whiskeys I love." And he's like, they say, "Well, what about like Scotch?" And I'm like, "Well, no, Scotch is not really it." And they were like, "So what type of whiskey is it? Just bourbon?" And I'm like, "No, I love American whiskey." That's what I say. it's American whiskey. Like, there is so many things that fall under the umbrella of American whiskey, from the finishing to bourbon to
Mm-hmm.
all the other things, right? Like, I like American whiskey to me is the best general classification of what I enjoy. It's not Scotch, it's not Irish whiskey. It's anything that falls under the house of America. And that is really whiskey to me, is like, it's
America.
American whiskey. It's not, again, it's not bourbon. Bourbon, they're giving this, they love to give it this, like exactly what Christy said, this little classification, which is
Mm-hmm.
correct, right? But it's not what everyone always just asks me. Oh, so but you like, but it's just bourbon. I'm like, no, bourbon's like this much. It's a big, okay, maybe it's this much, right? But it's this much of something that's this much.
Yeah. And I think, I got to give Kentucky credit. They did a heck of a marketing job on making people think bourbon is the be all end all.
Yes.
Like, and bourbon is
Yes.
great. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is, I will say bourbon for me is the majority of what I drink.
Phenomenal.
But
Yeah,
it's not
phenomenal.
the only thing. Like, rye
No,
whiskey is very
no.
much something I put under that American whiskey category. American single
Exactly.
malt,
Exactly.
American light, just light whiskey in general. Even just the generic whiskey that's made here has a different flavor profile than Japanese whiskey, Scotch,
Totally does.
anything else.
Totally
I just
does.
had a Korean whiskey, or no, it was Taiwanese. I just had a Taiwanese whiskey.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like
Yeah.
anything we're
Yeah.
making over here.
No, American whiskey is my classification of what I drink. I drink American whiskey. Bourbon is one of those things, but I drink American whiskey.
America
Love it.
250. There you
Love
go.
it.
Yeah,
Let's
baby.
go. Let's go. No, it's fun. It's fun. It does give us the rules in which that we live by now for what we classify as whiskey or bourbon. But yeah, it was the Wild West back then, and that was no joke. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. Like crazy. Yeah.
it also kicked off like standards in general to be dictated from a leadership perspective, right? From government. And
Mhm.
we started getting food guidelines and dairy guidelines and so on and so forth. So you can say that bourbon maybe kickstarted the healthcare revolution. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. Don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger.
I co-sign. I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
They're related.
I mean, honestly, though, the very first legislation we had related to any kind of food standard was the Bottle and Bond Act. So
It
even before
was. I
this,
know.
so like literally, whiskey did kick off this whole safety in consumable products trend.
It's true.
So the rest of the
I
world owes
like
us
that
a debt of
angle.
gratitude.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And fuck the FDA, because basically they're rubbish.
Yes, yes, I would agree.
Could have said it better myself. It sounds so eloquent when Joe says it, though.
It does. It's something about it's the
Eloquence a
accent.
unique
The
word. You need
accent
to
makes it
expand your
sound better.
vocabulary a little bit.
Comes across better when you're, putting a middle finger up to the authorities when you're English. I
Yes.
don't know why. It just feels better. Yeah.
That was good history, though, Terry. That was good history.
Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? All right. Well, I do have a little bit of rapid fire for you, and I don't know if you guys have the energy for this or not, but we're going to
Let's do
try
it.
it.
Yeah.
So I got a quick questions for you. I'm going to start with Christy. So Joe, take notes so that you can answer the same questions. Christy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Favorite daily drinker? Go.
Rare
We're
breed.
going to be
Wild
rapid
turkey rare
fire.
breed.
Okay. Best bottle under $40. Go.
How much is Green River wheated?
I think that qualifies as under 40. You're good.
I think okay, that's what we're going
All
with.
right.
Green River wheated.
All right. Most overrated bourbon.
Blanton's. All of the above.
Doesn't
All
matter.
of the Blantons.
It doesn't matter what circle you're in. It's always Blanton's. All right.
Blanton's.
Best bourbon pairing.
Ooh, bourbon. Okay. You know what? Bourbon and caviar kind of slaps. So I'm going bourbon and caviar. I'm gonna be real fancy. Like I realize most
Let's
people would
go.
expect me to name some cigar right now, and obviously I love a good bourbon cigar pair. But if you really want to know the best pairing, there's something about that salty caviar. That's what I'm sticking with.
All right. All right, that should be your. I don't know if you're on a dating app or not, but you should throw that up on Tinder. Bourbon and Caviar. That's Christy's handle.
It can't hurt because
Uh,
nothing else I put on those is working. So I may change it and see if that helps.
oh gosh, we're off the rails. I love it. All right, last one. Which bottle would you save in a house fire? Out of all the bottles behind you, which bottle, if your house is burning down right now, what are you gonna grab? Hurry, quick, fast, go!
Frank August Case Study 5.
All right,
Yes.
let's go.
You say Frank August? What did you say, Frank August?
Frank
Frank
August
75.
Case Study 5.
Fair play. Fair play. Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair
I
play.
like that. That's a deep cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. You gotta be like, give me 5 seconds or less. All right, daily drinker, go.
Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye.
Oh, we knew that was coming.
Yeah.
That was so predictable. All right, best bottle under $40. Go.
Jack Daniel's Bonded.
All right. Most overrated bourbon.
Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey. No, carry on. Sorry. Finish your question. Finish your question. I can't remember. Finish your question.
Most overrated bourbon.
Blanton's. She nailed it. 100%.
It's always-
Blanton's.
it's
It's fucking
always
shite,
Blanton's.
guys.
It doesn't matter who. It's always Blanton's.
It's so bad. It's not even funny how bad it is. How
I
they have
agree.
this world convinced. And anyone
I
you
agree.
meet who's like, no, listen, slap them. Just
I'm with you.
slap them
Just
out of
Every
context.
slap
time.
them.
Every time.
Slap
I
them
lose
with the
respect.
bottle
I'm like,
of
I'm moving on.
Blanton's.
Like, I'm moving on. You're not. You don't know whiskey.
All right. Best bourbon pairing.
Ice cream. Shout out Debbie,
Good.
one of the Soggy Bourbon Boys' lifelong friends. Debbie Lovato. Unbelievable whiskey and ice cream pairing event. I think sweet ice cream with the crazy flavors can do really cool things. If I wasn't
Let's
going
go.
ice cream, I'd say cheese.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Moving on. All right. Which bottle would you save if your house is burning right now? Hurry up, go. House is burning. Hurry, run.
Yeah, I would save my Bardstown Cathedral 350 milliliter.
All right.
Smart
there you
choice.
go.
Smart
Easy to
choice.
carry. It's not going to weigh me down. It's like not going to, I'm still going to be able to move quickly, but it's
You
bloody
can put it in
delicious.
your back pocket while you grab the kids and the cat.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's aged in bloody wood that was made for the Notre Dame Cathedral. It doesn't get much fucking cooler
Yeah.
than that. So, like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
I
grabbing
gotta
that
agree.
350 mil. Yeah, I love it. All about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Guys, well done. Well done. That was fun.
I feel like we should ask you the same question,
need more-
Terry. We're not letting you off the hook.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Go on,
let me
that's a
see
good
if I
idea,
can
Christy,
remember
go
all
on.
the questions.
I mean, the
All right,
questions are
Terry.
in our group chat, so there
I
they are.
know.
I
I'm not
just
wearing
didn't do
glasses.
the one last one.
You do the first one, Christy. I'll bring up the second one. You do it.
Okay, Terry, daily sipper.
Daily
5 seconds,
sipper
5
would be
seconds.
my
Yeah, come on,
Jack
Terry. Hurry up.
Daniels Jack Daniels Bourbon Barrel Select rye. Did I get that right?
Best bottle under $40.
Best bottle under $40. For me, that would be the Green River Honey currently.
Okay. Most overrated.
Most overrated bourbon.
I don't know. I feel like I'm with you both on the Blantons. Like I have a bottle and it's on the shelf.
It's the right answer.
Best bourbon pairing. What you got? Best bourbon pairing.
I'm gonna go with 100 proof of just about anything with an 80% dark chocolate.
Ooh, good.
Okay,
Good one.
accurate.
Good
Where
one.
I'm at.
Accurate.
That's where I'm at.
And what bottle are you saving in a fire?
Well, that's easy because I just got a bottle of E.H. Taylor and I only have one, so that sucker's coming out with me.
Amen. Amen.
Perfect. Which E.H.
Priorities.
Taylor is it?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I don't know because it was also a gift. So I'll have to go. I have to go look. I don't have it.
And no worries.
I was
They're
so
all
pumped.
good. They're
Yeah, I was
all
so
worth
pumped.
saving.
Yeah, the tube
know.
is super cool as well. Like no one's
Yeah.
done
I know,
tubes
it's
with
like,
them. So
I don't
like,
wanna
yeah, the
crack
tube
it.
is super cool.
My kids are making fun of me. So, oh man.
Leave the kids. grab the E.H. Taylor, all right?
Yeah, they
All
can
the
figure it
kids
out.
can
They
run.
got
All of your
hands.
They've
kids
got
are
it.
old enough that they
They've
can
got it.
run out themselves,
That's
Terry. I mean,
100%.
Joe,
Yeah.
you
There's
got
only
you got
one
the
left
baby.
here.
You got to grab the baby. But Terry, your
Yeah.
kids can run.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only one kid left here. He can figure it out. So,
Yeah.
guys, what a fun podcast! This was amazing. We do have to wrap up the show, so I want to make sure I leave you two with the last word. You got anything to leave with our listeners? And we'll start ladies first. Christy, have at it.
Here's what I want. Listeners, tell me what I should dress as for this Comic-Con kind of event.
Great
So
question.
There we
I'm
go.
thinking storm, but I'm open to suggestions. I got a few days to still pull this together. So let me know. There will be pictures. We will post them on social media. But yeah, who should I dress as? That's what I would love to know. And get ready to buy your tickets
That's a
for our
great
event
question.
Thursday in September. It's going to be fun.
That's right. That's right. I like the plug. I'm gonna vote Storm though right out the gate. So, Joe, last word. What do you got for us?
It's been on my mind since I heard it, Terry. I can't get it out of my head. Who is Christy going to be for this event? Same thing, mate. Just what everyone should be wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
The question of the hour.
Yeah. And I think the Blind Tiger Collective needs to have all the content on what she eventually chooses. Because let's
I
get
can
the
do
followers in while we can.
Yes, I can do
The
that.
reality of the matter is that Christy's carried this show for the better part of its existence. So I think the Storm costume will take us viral. So I vote Storm.
I could do.
Go Christy.
All right. We could do storm. We can do storm. I'm thinking that's the
guys, it
direction,
was awesome
but we'll
having-
see.
Yeah, I like it. We'll keep you all up to date on our social media. So if you don't follow us, check out the Blind Tiger Collective on Instagram. And if you're not currently subscribed to our newsletter, well, then you'd have to go to our website, which is theblindtigercollective.com. You're 18 or older. You click the button. You sign up for the newsletter. You're locked in. You know when the next podcast is released, and you know when we're doing events. You know all the things. So if you found this episode at all useful, or I guess even kind of entertaining, we'd love for you to rate it and share it with your friends. Like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys listening. We couldn't do it without you. Make sure you check out the website, follow us on Instagram, and we will catch you on the next one. We'll see y'all later.
Here's y'all.